Today we're joined by a very lovely lady. Introduce yourself.
Oh, hi. My name is Kazumi Squirts.
Uh-huh.
I'm 0.01 on OnlyFans. I make $50K a week.
A week? Mm-hmm. Damn, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow. Impressive. How do we end up here together?
Someone just sent me the flyer. I'm a no jumper virgin, so I've never been on a podcast before, but I felt like, why not? I'm in the city.
Here's a good question. Hypothetically, you walk into a bar, you see me and you see AD both standing there at the bar. Which one are you going to gravitate towards? Who's more your type?
I'm calling the cops first, but
Just for being in a bar?
Wow.
I'd be like, whoa, something illegal is happening, but I would probably be with you.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it?
He doesn't think I'm attractive.
Is it the African Americanness?
Yes. That's most of what's on my page.
That's your fave? Mm-hmm. Really?
But I mean, I would like all flavors of the rainbow, but I've never been with a white guy.
Ever?
I'm sorry.
How many
I'm a-
guys? How many guys have you been with?
Well, I used to be a gangbang girl. I used to do gangbang parties, and I would get fucked by like 50 dudes a night. So I've probably been fucked by like 500 dudes, but they were mostly black. That's actually a true story. Like,
500 and a white guy didn't creep in. What kind of parties were these?
they were, Martin Luther King died for that. So
I mean, even the NBA's got a couple of white guys in there, you know? Even the whole NBA. I mean, you still got a Kevin McHale here, Chris Mullin here, you know, there's at
No.
least a couple.
I don't know. I've just never touched with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you interested or no?
No, I'm sorry.
Really? You wouldn't do it?
Maybe for like a lot of money.
For
like,
money, right, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. I've
Of course, for money. For money, yeah.
Okay, I've had sugar daddies that were white, but I don't count that because that's work. That's my place of employment. So
Okay.
yeah, and of course they're white. So like,
It
that's
occurs,
reparations.
it occurs to me that she's already keeping it way more real than most girls that we have on here.
Oh, I just never watched a podcast, so I don't know if I'm supposed to be like, woo, or like,
Whoa.
oh.
At what point in your life did you sort of realize that you wanted to be a sex worker of sorts?
So when I was this is a crazy story. When I was 19 years old, I was getting over a breakup, and this dude invited me to a sex party, and it was just this like sex club in like Sherman Oaks, and it was an orgy with like a bunch of strangers, and it was awesome. So it just kind of spiraled from there. But I'm in a good place. Life's great.
Okay, but were you, would you say you were sexually promiscuous before that?
Yeah, I was sexually promiscuous, but I was a Christian, so I only did anal. No, these are all true stories. I'm like not even capping.
Oh man, guys, we have so much to unpack from that clip. So many lessons that we can learn. So many things that I'm going to talk about. So you won't be blindsided by female nature and you can just accept women for the promiscuous, nasty creatures that they are. It's going to be hard for a lot of you, but we're going to break all of that down. Now, she stated that she was a Christian girl. That, yeah, she was religious and she had a pretty good upbringing, I take it. But she still had a promiscuous past. So what does that tell you? All you guys who are going to church, or a girl says, oh, I'm a God-fearing woman, or you might see on a dating app, someone would say, I'm looking for a God-fearing man, or I'm a church girl, or I go to church on Sundays all the time. So what? She still sleeps around. She still gets around. This is fact. Matter of fact, the most promiscuous women that I've ever met were the ones who actually were in church. Preachers' daughters getting pregnant by thugs and Pookies and Chads and Tyrones, all these different dudes. Because they're so sheltered. So now they're like, okay, now that I'm 18 or I'm at a certain age or I can drive now, I'm going to go sleep around. So yeah, they'll come to church every Sunday with the pastor and their dad and they be clapping and woo. But on the back end, behind her father's back, she'll be sleeping around. Okay, so don't let a woman tell you that she's religious or she does this and does that. She's putting on a front so you can treat her like a good girl. So you can really value her. When a woman says, oh, I'm religious or I'm Christian or I practice this faith or I worship this or do this, so what? She's just trying to mask and put on a facade so you can overvalue her and look past all her red flags, all her flaws. Okay? Now, that female, unfortunately, she has lost the ability to pair bond, to have any sort of meaningful relationship. This is why I always say she's not yours, it's just your turn. Because a woman is always looking for a new flavor. She always has a new itch for a new magic stick. She always looking for another guy because they get bored, especially if she slept around a lot. Listen, you can't please her fully. Even if you do, what's going to happen is she's going to be like, okay, I'm bored. This is why a lot of women break up with you guys. They leave you guys or they just ghost you. And you're like, what happened? I thought everything was going good, because they just need a new guy. They've been doing that for so many years, switching at different guys, swapping and doing all these different things. Now they're like, okay, and they're so unstable, they can't have anything consistent and meaningful and long term. So now they say, okay, I got to get a new guy. Hey, I need some space. Hey, this is not going to work out, because she wants to try something new. Women are very inconsistent and wishy-washy and up and down. Most of the time, if she has not experienced any stable, loving relationship, or she hasn't seen it with her own two eyes, she's not going to really want that sort of thing. All right. Now, the next thing, she said, I like black guys. I like a certain type of guys. Now, this is going to frustrate a lot of you. For all you guys who are out there interacting with a lot of different women, you're like, man, why I keep getting rejected? Or why do I'm going for this girl and she don't like me? It's because she's used to a type of guy, or she has a type of guy that she really wants. So let's say I'm a black guy, which I am, and a non-black woman, I try to shoot my shot at her, and she's like, oh, no, I'm good. More often than not, it's not because I'm unattractive or I'm overweight or I'm out of shape or my ears are too big or my nose too big, whatever, or I'm too tall. It's because she wants a certain type of guy. So remember that, guys. A woman's past will dictate her future. She said, oh, after I got through getting over a breakup at 19 years of age, then I met a guy, we went to a sex party. So her past matters. That determined what she is today, which is a very promiscuous woman. She's on OnlyFans. She says she makes $50K per week off thirsty guys. Women use their bodies to make money, whether it's on OnlyFans, whether it's online somewhere else, or whether it's just a relationship. Every woman is for sale. She might just want a house or her rent paid or apartment or a wedding or some money from some loser stranger out there on OnlyFans. But women are for sale, every single last one. They all have a price in mind. Okay? Now, she also said guys who are sugar daddies, I wasn't really attracted to them, so basically she made them pay. But the guys she was really attracted to, most likely she didn't make pay. And on top of that, she's been to group sex parties and had different gangbangs, she said. Guys, women love multiple dudes. If you think you love multiple women, like, yeah, I want to sleep with this girl at the same time. You think women don't think about that stuff? Of course they do. They always think about different dudes and this guy, this pipe at the same time. You'd be amazed how many conversations I had with women just like those two guys. Just sitting down talking to them on my couch. Just chopping it up with them and so what happened with this? And guess what? If they like you enough, if they're really comfortable, they'll expose all their secrets. They'll just talk and talk. You just say, oh, really? So how was that experience? How was that? And they'll just keep talking about the nasty, all the crazy stuff that they've done. And then that gets them to open up, and then they'll do all type of crazy stuff with you. But here's the thing. She has to be really attracted to you for her to open up like that. For her to really just expose her hand and say, this is what I've done. But if a woman is not really that into you physically, or she sees you as long-term boyfriend material, you know what she's gonna do? She's gonna be like, oh, I don't get out like that. Oh, I'm not that type of girl. Oh, we gotta take it slow, right? Haven't you heard of that before? Oh, I don't go to guys' houses right away. Oh, I gotta get taken on a date. That's because she's been ran through by a whole bunch of dudes. She slept around. And now she's like, okay, I need to secure a beta man. I need to secure a provider guy who's going to treat me right, who's not going to just bang me and kick me to the curb. But guys, that's what she actually desires. So if a woman is making these rules for you, just understand that she's not that sexually into you, because if she was, she'll be making things happen right away. There's so many women who are just like that female you just watched, that's been ran through, that gets smashed, that hook up with 3, 4, 5 dudes a week. It's easy for women to do that. Heck, you don't know if you're going to hook up with 4 women this week, or you might hook up with 4 women next year. But women know when they're going to have sex. They can have sex for every hour of the day until they die. Starting now. That's 24 hours in a day. Multiply that by 30 days out of the month, multiply that by 364, 365 days in a year. That's how many partners she can have. That's how many different sexual experiences she can have. She's done this, she's done that. There's nothing new under the sun that your girlfriend, your wife, the girl you're dating, the girl you're talking to, that you can teach her. She's done it all. Now she'll come to you and say, well, I only been with 3 guys. I only been with 4 guys. And you're like, oh, okay. And they'll tell you those 4 guys because for a couple of reasons. Number one, they see you as a long-term beta provider, a good guy. So they don't want to mess it up because they tell you they've been with 50, 60, 70 guys. What'll happen is you be like, oh, I don't want to be with you. I want to deal with you like that. So they have to lie to you. When women really like you, as far as long-term companion, they see you as a good prospect for, rent to be paid or all these different things. They have to sell you purity. That's number one. And number two, the reason why they lie to you is because they want you to believe that, I'm the only one for you. I don't get out like that. And this is all yours, right? Even though she wants to sleep around with other guys on the back end. This is what happens with women. This is how they are. They all have a promiscuous nature. I've been with women who said, I had sex with 50, 60, 70 guys. A lot of women, they like to keep track. They like to keep count. And here's the thing. They won't even count the guys that doesn't make them orgasm. They don't count the guys that don't make them squirt or finish. So if that guy doesn't please them, that guy don't count. So she'll be like, okay, I've been with 10 guys, but she actually been with 45, 50 guys. Those guys just didn't please her. Or she didn't, enjoy it. The experience was bad. So she just doesn't, all right, X, I don't want to count that guy. Guys, just understand something. Don't be insecure. Don't feel bad. Don't go question your girlfriend or your wife and say, so what, have you done this before? What type of girl are you? Because here's the thing. You can't control her past, but you can control your decision making and who you spend your time with and who you invest in. So if you know she's promiscuous or you just get that feel, and every guy gets that feel that she slept around a lot, my suggestion to you is just don't wife her. Have a good time, have sex just like all the other guys, have fun. Don't try to treat her like she's special because that's when she's going to take advantage of you. That's just when she's going to treat you like a sugar daddy, and she's going to be using you, and then you're going to be a pay-to-play guy. You're going to be basically like a trick, like she said she did with all those other guys that she basically wasn't into. That's what happens. If she ain't into you, she's going to have you jump through a lot of different hoops in order to have sex. But if she is, it's on and popping.
What men need to learn is good guys out there, because I've heard a lot of good guys, comment, I'm a good guy, I work hard, I'm a decent man, and I can't get a good woman or a really attractive woman that actually, wants to stay with me. I get screwed over. Why is that? Well, what you need to learn is you need to learn you need to make women think you don't need them. Women know that you need them for sex. You need to make them think you don't. You need to learn how to say no.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
And the bench is going nuts. 27.
When you put a period after no, it becomes a complete sentence. Don't say no, but, and try to explain yourself. No. Learn how to stand up for yourself. Be more stern and dominant. Women respond to dominance. Women try to talk all that shit. Equality, gender equality, we're equal. We're not equal. Women seek out alphas that are dominant. Women will get a good guy that listens to them and does all those things that women claim to want, right? And then they'll turn around and cheat on that guy or leave and dump that guy for a man that's gonna ignore them for several days and contact them at 11 o'clock at night talking about, what's up? What are you doing? You wanna come over? They will leave a good guy for a man that will talk to them like, bitch, let me tap that ass. They will leave a good guy or cheat on a good guy for a guy that will, never hold doors for them, never take them out, never treat them like a lady, never listen to them, never commit to them, just use and abuse them, just contact them when they want sex, ignore them, take 3 hours to answer their text messages. The females will text the male, hey, what are you doing? I miss you. And the alpha will take like 2 days to answer them. What's up? It's 11 o'clock. Can I come over? That's what women do. And men that are good guys that are not like these alphas, you need to learn how to be more dominant and stand up for yourself.
A woman will cry over the bad boy, but she will laugh at the nice guy. We all been nice guys before. And there's no secret that nice guys have it the toughest time in dating. They get friend zoned, rejected. So today I want to talk to you guys about 10 things that nice guys always do wrong. And I'm sure everybody can relate to this guy, Steve from accounting.
What's your question?
Growing up, I had severe acne and braces, and I lacked a lot of confidence. And this lack of confidence pretty much got me friend-zoned by every girl I was ever interested in. While my cocky, confident friends got all the girls that I was into. What do women want? The nice guy or the bad boy?
I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Welcome to the Cheek Slaying Gospels. So this was Steve before watching Living a Life of Abundance videos.
Growing up, I had severe acne and braces, and I lacked a lot of confidence. And this lack of confidence pretty much got me friend-zoned by every girl I was ever interested in.
You want him to do you so much you could do anything.
This is Steve from accounting now. He went from where the math book's at to where the hoe's at. He went from the frozen one to the chosen one.
What do you think women want in the bedroom?
They want to be sexually pleased there. They want it to last long, not the average of 7 minutes.
See, I disagree with that. I think guys are the ones that are like, oh, let's make it last for 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I got 7 minutes to kill right now.
My nigga. My nigga. My nigga. My nigga. My nigga. My motherfucking nigga. My nigga. My nigga. My nigga. My nigga. My nigga. Man.
Please don't wake me, that's the only time I see you. I can't fall in love, you my favorite señorita. She the first one.
So the first thing that nice guys do not understand, they do not know how to play the game that a woman plays. Nice guys, they do not have a mindset of abundance because nice guys, they will put all of this energy into one girl, but the energy is not reciprocated.
Girls do like nice guys, actual nice guys.
Sahar said it best, and you know what? It also comes down to chivalrous men, because chivalrous men don't expect anything in return for being kind. And I just thought I should get the word out.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
I want you guys to take a look at this typical nice guy email. So this is one of my subscribers. He says, bro, I really need your help. There's a girl I like at the gym, but every time I text her, she takes long to reply.
If her texts are dry, her coochie is wet from another guy.
And I also ask her out, she's always busy, like she's never available.
My first love broke my heart for the first time.
But every time I see her at the gym, she's flirting with me all over the place, and I'm going on vacation. Should I text her? Should I wait until she comes back in 5 weeks? I feel like she's playing stupid mind games. What's your advice? May the cheek-slaying fathers ascend down from the gates of heaven and enchant us, enlighten us with the inspiration, the motivation, and smack the simp out of this man.
Perfect.
Everybody, please open your cheek-slaying handbooks to chapter 3, verse 33. It states, if her texts are dry, she's wet for another guy. Flip your cheek-slaying handbooks to chapter 5, verse 55. If she does not give you the energy that you desire, other voluptuous cheeks you shall go acquire. What nice guys do not understand is that female nature is universal. She's never yours, it's just your turn. She's never the one. Chapter 7, verse 77. She is never the one. She is the one for all.
Have you ever led a man on because you enjoyed the attention you received?
Yes, I have.
When you're in a relationship or on a date, how do you decide if you're going to move fast or move slow?
I think when you're gonna move fast when you know you really like that person, because you're trying to move things faster because you like that person. When you don't really like that person, you go slow.
The only thing that can override a woman's hypergamy is her true, genuine desire for you. Because in the cheek-slaying handbooks written by one of our cheek-slaying fathers, Rollo Tomasity, he states, a woman will break rules for the alphas. She will make it very easy for him. She will open doors for him. She will make it very easy for him to sleep with her on the first night.
I will have sex on the first date.
But it states a woman will make rules for the beta by taking it slow, making him wait, making him wait for the P. Chapter 7, verse 77. If she wants to take it slow and make you wait for the P, my brother, you must relinquish her back to the 7 C's. You always gotta be in a mindset of abundance when it comes with a woman. You lose one today, you get 5 more tomorrow. Because life is too short to be stressing over one girl. If she does not reciprocate that same energy, you move on to the next one. This is what nice guys do not understand. And the next thing, what nice guys do not understand is that a woman has a dual mating strategy. It's called alpha fucks and beta bucks. Take a look.
Like right now, because I'm 19, I think I would like a confident sort of looking alpha male. But later on in life, I'll definitely like the more safe guy, the more, you know, someone that I would potentially like to marry. Like later on in life though, the more safe guy, later on in life though.
Kareem gobblers. So what nice guys tend to do is that they constantly revolve their lives around women. They constantly need female validation, where they put women on a pedestal. They look as women as the prize, as if they're the Queen of England, the Prime Minister of North Korea. But how the alphas, the bad boys, the assholes, they look at themselves in the mirror, they're like, I'm the fucking shit, and everybody flies around me. Because they're too busy going out and chasing excellence, becoming the best version of themselves, going to the gym, on their purpose, building an empire. And they have a mindset like, I don't need these women. These women need me. Because some of these bad boys, these alphas, they understand female nature. They understand that some of these girls, the majority of them,
she belongs to the streets.
Belong to the streets. these cock goblins. May I remind you that there is no woman out there more beautiful than your freedom. So these alphas act like they don't need these women. And when they're around these girls, these girls are like, whoa, this guy is different. Because indifference makes a difference to a woman. Because a woman attraction grows for a man when she knows that that man is better than her. When she has to fight and constantly work for his attention. That's how the attraction grows, because he is a challenge. And the next thing, what nice guys do not understand is that they can't speak their mind. They're too nice. They do not know how to flirt, which causes them to be very inauthentic. And let me explain.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Between the two of us, who's more attractive?
Oh, definitely you.
Oh, definitely you.
You a simp!
Oh, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
I would have said that too.
Tango down.
Definitely you. I'm a simp, man. See, this guy is inviting himself into the friend zone because this woman puts him down saying, oh, definitely me. She does not respect him. And if a woman does not respect you, she cannot love you. How I would have handled this situation is, instead of moving into her frame, I would have her move into my frame. I would have been like, sweetheart, you look great, but I'll tell you this. You look more great if you come over here, sit next to me, scoot a little closer, and give me a kiss. And suck this nutsack.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
In paradise now that I'm talking to you.
About the butt!
Perfect.
Something like that. Because remember what I talk about? Frame, charisma, being smooth. Deflect it back on her. And I want you guys to take a look at this clip. This woman gives him the perfect opportunity to flirt, but he does not capitalize. He is a hesitant beta male nice guy. Take a look.
What's the kinkiest thing you've done in the bedroom?
I'm really into butt stuff. So like plugs and I'm trying to reach a certain goal. Haven't gotten there yet, but I'm trying to do anal.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
That was the perfect opportunity for Buddy to flirt. But instead he was like, oh, okay, cool. By doing that, he closed the conversation. See, when a woman says a statement, you as a man, you're supposed to build a bridge with her statement. Let me explain.
I'm really into butt stuff. So like plugs and I'm trying to reach a certain goal.
How I would have handled this situation, I would have been like, sweetheart, you met me now, and we are going to exceed those goals, and we are going to reach a milestone. And when we get done with this date, we're going to go home, and the first thing you're going to do when we get home is I need you to spread the cheeks for me.
Oh, if I was your sex slave, what's the first thing you'd ask me to do?
Ooh. Damn.
Sex slave. It's like, I can't say no.
I'm not sure.
I'm telling you, you sound boring.
Being the typical rational nice guy, the stable guy, it's boring for a woman, and she is going to leave you with desert dick. It's going to be drier than the Sahara Desert. Because the nice guy does not engage her emotions. I'm telling you guys will be more successful with women having delusional, irrational self-confidence. Because the confident guys, the alpha guys, the guys who are toxic, it provides her that emotional stimulation, the ups and downs, the excitement.
I was with somebody who gave me everything, was good to me, let me like do whatever I want whenever I wanted. I felt empty like inside.
Sex slave. It's like, I can't say no. I'm not sure.
So how I would have handled this situation, I would have been like, you said sex slave, huh? Sweetheart, it's about to get funky. First of all, what you're gonna do is you're gonna strip down of all your clothes, booty hole naked, and you're gonna get on top of this table, and I am gonna fuck the shit out of you doggy style in front of all these camera people, and I'm going to clap cheeks so hard that your buttocks is going to get red like a baboon's butt. And after this, I'm gonna take you back to my place. And I'm going to call in a couple of escorts. And we're gonna do line off their ass cheeks, and we're going to have an orgy. And not only this, we're gonna take some energy drink and we're gonna go to the club. We're going to raise the roof and party so hard. And after this, I'm gonna take you to one of the bathroom stalls and clap the cheeks off you. And after this, while we're driving home from our crazy party, I'm going to pull over to the side of the road and fuck you doggy style in the trunk. Does that sound exciting? Because it's better to be irrationally delusional self-confidence than being the rational nice guy, because a woman will punish you for being the nice guy. Did you hear how fun that sounds? I mean, you don't gotta say it like that. That was a little bit too extreme, but you know what I'm saying.
I dare you to kiss me on the lips or take a shot.
I'd hang out with you again.
Yeah. Likewise.
I know.
Go to playtruthordrink.com
and buy the game and play it.
Yeah, and you can do this shit off camera so you can actually get wild with it.
You had the option too, but that's fine.
And the next thing, what nice guys do not understand is that you can never buy a woman's true love and genuine desire. Because a lot of guys are like, oh, hey, if I take her out on some dinner dates, if I buy her steaks and lobsters, if I buy her this purse, it's going to add up and eventually she'll like me and give up the ass cheeks. But it does not work like that. True, genuine desire comes from, first of all, your looks and your personality and how you make the woman feel. Because women are emotional. This guy is doing it all wrong.
I want to make Anfisa happy, but I can't get her a ring that's going to take me 50 years to pay off.
I think we need some time to think. Maybe will be able to make him get something more expensive. George and I need to have a talk about money. He made me a lot of promises, and now I'm here, and he's not coming through.
So you're basically saying that you're just dating me because I can buy you things?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
And the last thing on the list, this is the most important cheek-slaying commandment. It states, you shall never tell a girl that you like her or love her first. If she says it first, you can say it back. But the reason why you don't do this is because it states that a woman loves the challenge, going through obstacles to win her man's love. She wants to compete with other women for her man's attention. Because a man who gives his emotional world too easily to a woman, confesses his love to her, it robs the woman's satisfaction of going on a journey to win your exclusivity. And this is the problem with a lot of nice guys. They're too emotionally available. Just confesses her, oh, I love you, I want to be there for you. Nothing will dry a woman's pussy up like the Sahara Desert if you just confess how much you like her and tell her she's beautiful every day. She needs that mystery, that challenge, fighting for your exclusivity. That is the most important commandment, because women like that mystery, that challenge, those ups and downs.
Sensational.
So before I close this video off, I want to share you guys one more scripture that is nothing but the truth. A woman tends to overvalue herself while a man tends to undervalue himself. So what I want you guys to understand that all you guys are kings. You guys all have the potential. It all starts with your mindset, because wherever the mind goes, the body will follow. And that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here, fellas.
I would rate myself a 10.
A
10?
A 10. Period. A 10. Like 1,000 or something.
You lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God! Stop fucking lying!
This woman is my new hero. Her name is Shay Rowbottom, and she has got serious courage. This woman has a lot to lose. She's a business coach on LinkedIn with over 600,000 people following her. So that's a massive platform. Lots of people listening to her advice. And she decided to use that influence to talk about something that's really quite controversial in today's day and age, to talk about gender roles in relationships and what women are actually wanting from men. Very non-PC, very raw, very honest, and I think she's fantastic. Let's listen in. I'll use text-to-speech software so you can hear what she says, but you can also follow along in text here.
Most women don't feel safe with men anymore.
And most men don't feel safe with women anymore. Gender relations are at an all-time low. Men and women don't understand each other, which is why there's so many more single people these days.
We lie to ourselves and pretend we don't want a dominant guy, because that makes us weak as women. The truth is, women deep down do want to surrender. There's nothing more liberating than to experience a healthy man who you can trust enough to completely let go with.
I'm so grateful when a woman actually has the courage to admit this, because she's risking condemnation and, cancellation from the woke mob and the radical feminists, because she's stating such, an un-PC truth that deep down women do want to surrender to a man. That's what femininity does. It nestles in under the protection of masculinity. The irony of this, of course, is that she says that admitting that she wants to surrender a man, it's hard to do that because that makes her weak. Whereas I would argue the opposite. It's strength. It's strength to admit actually what it is that you feel inside, even when you know people are going to condemn you because it's not politically correct, to go against the tides and actually say, no, this is me, this is truly who I am. That's real strength. If you want to know what weakness from women looks like in today's day and age, it's giving in to radical feminism. It's attempting to be a man. Women who are too scared to actually be women, to be feminine, and so they develop their masculinity instead, that's what true weakness is. Femininity does not make women weak. Admitting that you are feminine as a woman, that doesn't make you weak, that makes you strong. It's so taboo to talk about this, and I've copped flack, bringing this up in the past, but I want to just reiterate what Ayn Rand said about gender roles, about men and women. She said that the ideal archetype for a man is a hero, and the ideal archetype for a woman is a hero worshipper. When people hear me quote Ayn Rand, when she says that the ideal for a woman is to be a hero worshipper, they think, oh my God, that sounds so outdated. That sounds so sexist. Is that all women can, live up to, is just to be someone who worships men? And I can understand it sounds bad, but I want you to just listen to the context with which Ayn Rand says it. We're going to play her quote in full and tell me, does this sound actually sexist to you, or does this sound empowering to women?
For a woman, the essence of femininity is hero worship, the desire to look up to man. To look up does not mean dependence, obedience, or anything implying inferiority. It means an intense kind of admiration. And admiration is an emotion that can be experienced only by a person of strong character and independent value judgments. A clinging vine type of woman is not an admirer, but an exploiter of men. Hero worship is a demanding virtue. A woman has to be worthy of it and of the hero she worships. Intellectually and morally, that is, as a human being, she has to be his equal. Then the object of her worship is specifically his masculinity, not any human virtue she might lack.
You see, she's not weak being a woman who is wanting to find a man worthy of her worship, to look for a hero. That's an expression of her hypergamy, but it's empowering to her because she's not worshipping him because he's a superior human. She's worshipping specifically his masculinity because that's what femininity does. And it's reciprocal. The masculine worships the feminine. They exist in a sort of symbiotic, beautiful dance together. And it sucks that we can't just admit that. That's what makes the human relationships between men and women so magnificent. Is not because we're the same and everybody's all the same. It's because we're different. And in those differences, it's just glorious. So please take Ayn Rand's advice on board. Your job as a man is to become a hero, and it's to find a high-quality woman who is a hero worshipper.
So why does it seldom happen? Because men like this don't exist anymore. We've been brainwashed to believe traditional gender roles are somehow wrong.
I would say that what has happened is entirely predictable. Yes, it seems a little bit much right now that everybody is rebelling against gender roles, but if you think about how things were for the longest times, those roles were extraordinarily confining. You know, men had to act like men, women had to act like women. We're forced to act in this very specific way. Otherwise, we face, ostracization and social condemnation. Now, breaking free from that prison, I'm actually 100% in support of, because socially, I'm a libertarian. I largely think that when it comes to social relationships, freedom should be the highest ideal that we can aspire to. I don't want anybody to be forced to act a certain way. And so I'm grateful to be living now rather than the 40s or the 30s or wherever, because I like the idea that I have the freedom as a man that if I want to act really girly, really feminine, I totally have, the choice to be able to do that. I like that I can have that freedom. But here's the thing about freedom is it's choice to rebel against what has come before, but it's equally the choice to just uphold it, on an individual level. If you as a man want to act all girly and feminine, that's fine, but you should also have the freedom to act really, stereotypically masculine and tough and patriarchal if that's what you want to do. But the problem is that I feel like as society is in a backlash to those social roles, we've overcorrected the other way, and so many men have internalized the message that to act the way that like our forebears did, like their grandfather and great-grandfather, that's like problematic, that's part of the problem. They have to rebel against gender roles, otherwise they're somehow being sexist. And I think that that's completely missing the point. Genuine freedom doesn't just mean doing the opposite of what we did before. It means having a wide array of options available to you. The painful irony of all of this is that one of the main motivations why men are rejecting traditional masculinity and acting more feminine is because they truly believe women when they say that that's what they want. They think that by acting sensitive, new age, progressive, all emotional all the time, that's going to make women more endeared to them, Like I need to act more like a woman so that I can attract women. And the reason why it's painfully ironic is because that's not at all what women want. Even if it's what they say that they want, women are still responding by and large to the same things that they have always responded to inside men, which is confidence, leadership, masculinity.
There's truth in that. Yes, women haven't always had it easy. There's truth in that. Women haven't always been respected, or equal, or taken seriously, or given the same opportunities as men. But there's also truth in that. We never needed to do everything that men can do in order to be happy, whole, and fulfilled. We just needed their support.
This is one of the blind spots of modern radical feminism. Lots of people are so brainwashed, indoctrinated into that way of thinking that they genuinely can't see their own blind spot. The truth is that if women want the freedoms and privileges that comes from being masculine, they want to compete with men, they want to be equal and the same as men, they need to understand that those freedoms and privileges that men, enjoy, they equally come with responsibilities and burdens, and you can't separate the two. That's absolutely a package deal. If women want to compete with men in traditionally male spheres, then they need to expect to be treated as a man. They can't play the woman card. They can't hope for special treatment because of their femininity. No, men are like, if you're playing our game, then you got to play by our rules. And I think that it's this that infuriates a lot of men. It's the hypocrisy that they see from radical feminism, because it seems, at least on the surface, that so many women want those privileges of existing in the male sphere and of being masculine. But the moment that it doesn't suit them, they remind everybody that they're a woman, and it's like, hey, you need to treat me different. You need to treat me special because I'm a woman. You need to give me special circumstances. And it's like, okay, well, I don't know what to do with that because I don't sense any consistency in your point of view. You want to be treated as a man when it suits you and treated as a woman when it suits you. The only common element that I can discern is that however you want to be treated, it's always to your benefit. You know, she's a hardcore feminist when it suits her, and then she's a damsel in distress when it suits her. She'll change based on the circumstances, and that is what I would call toxic femininity. This woman's a lot more sensible though. She said that women never needed to do everything that men do. What they wanted was men's support. But in this day and age, a lot of men are confused. They don't exactly know what that looks like. What does a woman mean when she says support? Anyway, let's listen.
Today's age of men think that support is being passive, agreeable, and feminine, so women can instead take charge. A lot of men simply stand by and don't speak their truth, get assertive, or step into their power because they don't want to be seen as that guy with toxic masculinity who doesn't respect women.
I've said it before in previous videos, but I cannot understate it enough how much contempt women have for men who renege on their masculinity, who think that they're being an ally of women, they're being sensitive to their needs by not taking on any leadership roles, not making decisions, not taking charge. Women hate men like that. Women are never going to be sexually attracted. They're never going to respond on a primal level to the kind of man who's like, yes, dear, whatever you want, dear. I just agree with you, dear. I'm a perfect extension of your thoughts and your life. You know, that's not the kind of man that a woman wants. Women want a masculine man, a man who's got strength and is confident to assert his values and his beliefs and his preferences. She feels safe around a man like that because she knows where she stands. I really wish more women were honest like Shay is being here and actually admit that, because you know, then we wouldn't have this generation of men who've listened to toxic feminism convince them that their own masculinity is problematic. And, you know, we created this entire legion of men who are too scared to assert themselves, which of course means that they're completely unattractive to women.
They're wounded, and therefore can't handle rejection. They desperately want to fit in. So much so, they'll sacrifice their own sacred masculine energy, a gift from God, to fit in with the PC climate.
Yeah, women are not good at empathizing with men. I've spoken about this in previous videos, and I've talked about it in length in my Patreon. Lots of videos I've talked about that, how women essentially have instincts to look after children, right? But they expect men to take care of them. That's sort of the hierarchy of it. So when a man is struggling and he has his own concerns, you know, his own difficult feelings, it can be difficult for a woman to actually be compassionate to what he's going through, because it runs counter to what her instincts are telling her, which is like, no, I'm the woman. You're meant to be taking care of me. Because women don't really have these instincts that lend themselves to natural compassion and empathy for men, unfortunately, it can give women an exaggerated sense of the strength of men. You see this in media, like in TV shows all the time. Female characters can say horrible things to men. They can even hit them and strike them because there's this sort of collective belief. It's just bizarre that women don't have the capacity to hurt men, you know? I'm just a woman, you're a man, you know, you're beyond my reach to hurt. And that's just so fundamentally wrong. If any women in the audience out there still harbor under that delusion, I promise you, it's not accurate. Your words have massive power to harm and wound men. Women need to be aware of that, because it's dangerous when they throw around words without being aware of the impact that they have. So when you've got this generation of women who are happy to call every man sexist and, you know, he's patriarchal and he's toxic and he's got toxic masculinity, they throw around these words without really considering the impact it actually has on the men who are the victims, like the targets of those words. They don't know how deeply it sinks into the psyche of a man. Like, you picture a kind of guy who genuinely wants to be an ally of women, wants to do the right thing, wants to be nice and improve everybody's lives, and the idea of women saying, well, you're horrible to women, you exploit your male strength and you're toxic, that just terrifies a lot of guys. And it really impacts the way that they are, not just in the world, but how they think of themselves. It gets into their self-esteem and their own psychology. Women don't know how painful it is as a man to be told that you're a sexist. And yeah, if you're picking up on some emotions in me as I'm saying that, you're completely accurate. I'll own up to it. The idea that there are people out there who think that I'm sexist for what I'm talking about, that hurts me, because I'm so far removed in my mind from a sexist. I so badly want to remove suffering for every human being. I love women, I love men, I just want them to have happy relationships. But you see people like online reacting to me or whatever, like, oh, this toxic Alexander Grace, like, look how sexist he is for talking about what he is. I'm not immune to that. That hits me. That hurts me. It doesn't impact me enough that I would actually sacrifice my integrity and stop doing what I'm doing and just shrink and say, oh no, I submit to you. You know, I'm not actually going to change. Like, I've got more integrity than that. Like, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But the painful irony, again, of this is that it's those men who are most sensitive to the plights of women, the most compassionate to what women go through, that are most likely to take on this message. You know, if you picture a man who is genuinely misogynistic, he genuinely hates women and he has views that women are inferior, like a man who actually believes that. When women criticize him of being sexist, it just rolls off his back. He doesn't care. Like, he's like, yeah, you're a woman. Your opinion means nothing to me. So it has no impact. All her words don't change him. But a man who genuinely cares about women, it's going to affect him, and he's going to internalize like that he maybe is a sexist or a misogynist even when he's not. And so, unfortunately, none of the targets that they actually want to hit are being hit. It's all just civilian casualties. It's like a horror movie, because now you've got this entire generation of men who are like PC pushovers, do whatever women say, never say a bad word against them. And they've turned into the kind of men that women never date. They would completely ignore those kinds of men because there's no discernible masculinity. They think that they're being feminist allies, they're being an ally to women to basically give up their masculinity. And then they have to endure the humiliation of those women that they changed for, continue to sleep with and date those kinds of guys who don't change, the traditionally masculine men, the kind of men that women say that they don't want to date. How humiliating, how ironic, how painful.
Most men today are beta, and most women today have been conditioned to think that that's safer. Oh, but how we have been fooled.
Yeah, you've absolutely been fooled. Being with a beta, I don't really like to use that term, but being with a weak, feminine man without any leadership is not safer. Think of yourself in a boat and you're in a storm, or you're in turbulent waters, and there's a captain at the helm. Like, what kind of energy do you want to have discern from that captain? Do you want him to be really, progressive and feminine and, constantly checking in with everybody's feelings? Oh, I'm thinking we should do this. Is that okay? How do you feel? No, you don't want that kind of collaboration. Not at that point. When you're in dark waters, you want a genuine leader, someone who backs his own judgment. Right, do this, get there, get that. That's the kind of man that a woman can feel safe with. And life is a lot like that. It's like being in a boat where there's danger all around you. Life is full of, painful, horrible events. It's uncontrollable, it's scary, you get sick, you go broke, you do all kinds of things. If you are a woman and you're scared that you don't have the masculinity to be able to navigate all of that stuff, you are specifically looking for a captain who's going to make you feel safe. And that weak feminine man who's always wanting to collaborate with you and check in with you, he ain't it. So you as a man, you got to think about what kind of a captain you want to be. Are you going to be the guy who's a genuine leader that's going to make people feel safe? Because that's what she wants.
Why do so many women date holes? Because at least narcissistic men are assertive, controlling, manipulative, soul-shattering. Also yes, but just a taste of that dominating force from a man is something women crave so much today, they'll find themselves in toxic trauma bonds with guys who don't actually love them.
Yeah, this one is so sad. I recently released a video on my Patreon about the dark triad. That's the personality traits of narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. Tough video. It's not the kind of video I would ever release on YouTube. But what she says here is true, and it's painful. Men don't like to hear this one, but she's being accurate here. The truth is that the modern generation of men, they're just so lacking in any kind of masculinity, and women are so starved for it that when they see any kind of discernible masculinity in a man, even if it's coming in a totally toxic, abusive form, like it's narcissistic, it's like a sociopath or whatever, at least he's got some confidence, at least he's got some grit, at least there's something manly about him. And in a sea of orbiter losers, of men who are just simping over her and giving her everything that she wants, she's like, look, as nice as all those guys might be, I'm gonna go with what my instincts tell me, that this guy, as frightening and as narcissistic as he might seem to be, he's actually safer because I am a woman and I need a man.
So, you tell me, why do you think women don't feel safe? Because they're either with beta dudes who can't protect them and they know it, or narcissists who feed off their feminine energy for their own selfish gain.
Yeah, it's like I explained in the Patreon video on the Dark Triad. There are certain benefits that come from developing those personality traits when it comes to dating women. But it comes at a huge cost. And on this channel, I'm all about developing that middle ground. I'm all about developing positive masculinity. This channel is for men who don't want to be pathetic, pushover excuses for men that everyone can just push around, but they don't also want to develop into narcissistic assholes who just exploit others and are completely selfish and manipulate people for their own selfish gain. This is a channel for men who just want to be good guys. They want to be confident. They want to be masculine. They want to understand themselves and they want to understand women. They understand the nuance that kindness as a man is not weakness and that strength is not abusive. This is a really interesting one actually, because this channel, it's sort of in a unique position in that I feel like I catch men from both sort of extremes. Like, absolutely, if you want to call it like blue-pilled, I get men from the sort of Disney fairy tale, like, oh, I just got to be myself and women will finally, know and appreciate me. And they realize they've been too weak, they've been too feminine, they've been pushovers, and then they come to this channel, it's like, all right, I'm here, I'm going to toughen up, I'm going to be a man, I'm going to, develop myself. I get men from that arena, absolutely, but I also get men who have gone into like the red pill kind of stuff, and they've gone really toxic and like, yeah, it's just all about me, and I'm in it for myself, and then they realize it's like, oh no, I was becoming the kind of person that I used to hate. I don't want to go that far. I just want to be a regular good guy, but who understands these things. And for me, it doesn't matter whether you come from this place or from this place. You're most welcome here. Whatever extreme brought you here. I'm glad that you found this channel because, join me on this journey. We are taking that middle path. We are becoming masculine in as positive a sense as possible for the benefit of you as an individual, for the benefit of men everywhere, and also for the benefit of women.
Relationship after relationship. Disappointment after disappointment. Heartbreak after heartbreak. Why should we trust men? In today's age, it's safer to simply become men ourselves. But then again, that's why so many women aren't happy. We're constantly trying to be masculine, because there's so few men left to allow us the safety to surrender and be who we really are inside. Feminine.
I mean, there it is. I love this woman. It's so simple, but that's the answer to the age-old question. What do women want? To be themselves. To discover who they are at their core. Women want to be feminine. Yes, it's true that women want masculine men, but do you see that it's still just a means to an end? Why does she want a man with masculinity? It's because she knows that it's his masculinity that will bring home and bring out her own femininity. The way I think of it is that femininity is a luxury. It's what makes life fun and enjoyable and beautiful. It's receptive and it grows things and it's gorgeous. But it's a luxury because before femininity can really be allowed to thrive, the masculine side of life has to be taken care of. You need boundaries, you need protection, you need strength, And so a woman is looking for a man to deliver that to her in a relationship so that she doesn't have to do it herself. She wants him to be the masculine one so that she's free to focus on the feminine parts of life. She wants to be emotional, creative, nurturing. She wants to cultivate beauty and express her creativity. She wants all those things that make life, like the little details, worth living, make actually existence enjoyable. She doesn't just want to survive or find the most efficient way of surviving. That's more logical. That's more the male aspect. She wants to cultivate a beautiful life. That's what women are good at. And I tell you, it is so deeply fulfilling to a woman to be in a relationship that facilitates her own connection with her own femininity. If you're masculine enough in your relationship to allow your partner to be feminine, you can expect total loyalty and devotion from her towards you because she's got what she's been looking for. She's yours. You've got a loyal partner who's pair bonded with you.
A healthy man will use his assertion for good, not evil. A healthy man will know when it's time to take charge and know when it's time to sit back. A healthy man will be present, protective, and listen to his woman. A healthy man won't use his power to manipulate you. He'll use it to empower you, unthreatened by your strength, unwavered by your divine, radiant, and powerful feminine energy.
He's unthreatened by her strength because he's not competing with her. He has masculine strength and she has feminine strength. They exist in totally different lanes. She doesn't feel threatened by his masculinity. She cheers it on because she knows that as his girlfriend, as the one who worships him as a hero, she's going to receive the practical benefits of that masculinity. And exactly the same in reverse. The man cheers on her femininity because he knows he's going to reap those rewards. It's a beautiful balance. They both feed into each other in a gorgeous symbiosis. They're complementary. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Masculine energy isn't about manipulating women. It's about providing them with a safe container to be feminine again. Know the difference.
I understand that this one can be difficult to understand because it's nuanced. It's not black and white. When does leadership become controlling? When does, strength become abusive and being too forceful? It's difficult, and it can be frustrating sometimes for men because women are not as upfront as this woman has been. And thank you so much to her for sharing these thoughts. It can be difficult to know, okay, what exactly do you want from me? Women have a lot of difficulty being direct with men. They prefer indirect. And to be honest, a lot of women don't actually have the self-awareness to be able to properly communicate what it is that they want. I mean, if women actually stated what it is that they wanted, I'd be out of a job, right? Like, you could just listen to them, what they say that they want. You wouldn't need to come onto the internet and listen to me interpret female behavior in a way that makes sense to the male mind. I have never claimed that this stuff is easy. It's not. It's really, really complex. And the truth of it is that only high quality individuals with really positive self-esteem and a thorough understanding of gender differences are really going to be part of that rare tier of individuals who know the pleasure of a happy, healthy relationship. Most people's relationships, as far as I can tell, are miserable, and they're going to be miserable. They just don't have the emotional depth or the self-esteem to actually make an intimate relationship work or, be pleasurable for them. But even though it's really difficult, the way that I see it is, what choice do you have? You've got this one precious life. How else are you going to spend your time? Don't you want to be the best person that you can possibly be? Don't you want to reach your full potential? Don't you want a high quality girlfriend who loves and supports you? Don't you want to know what a relationship with a woman like that is like? Don't you want to have children someday and know what it's like to raise a family? These are essential elements of the human experience. Do you really want to go through your entire life not knowing what that's like? If you're greedy like I am and you're ambitious and you go, no, whatever life has to offer, I want to experience it, I don't want to miss out, then I'm glad that you've come to this channel, because this is what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to educate men so that they can navigate through all these complexities and find themselves a high quality girlfriend. So check out my older videos. I've got heaps of topics there. Check out my Patreon. That's where I post a lot more of the nuanced stuff that might not have much of a mainstream appeal, but especially like a lot of relationship advice. Like, once you're actually in a relationship, how do you navigate the difficulties you associate there? Heaps of stuff on Patreon. And if you find yourself in a real bind with a woman and my sort of general advice is not really applicable, like I need to hear specifically what's going on, just reach out to me on Hey Hero. Send me your story, ask me your questions, and I'll send you a personalized video in response. And I want to end this video just by thanking you. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of this one. Thank you for continuing to support this channel. My work is so meaningful. I've just got the best job in the world. I get messages every single day from men. Oh, they're so generous with their words, telling me how much my content has helped them, how it's helped them get into relationships, how it's helped improve them as a man, how I've cleared up a lot of things that confused them and now they have clarity moving through the world. And they're so grateful to me, and I just love reading those messages. It means so much to know that what I'm doing here is making a difference. I cannot tell you how fulfilling that is. And I really mean it when I say that what I want for you is happiness. I want you to be free of suffering, and anything I can do in terms of what I've learned in my life that can help you in that, I will give you that information. It's one of the most incredible experiences life has to offer. Being in a relationship with a high quality woman can reach heights of pleasure and joy that you don't know when you're single. It's a rare experience. It really is. Very few individuals can get to that point, but anything I can do to help you get there, I want to offer my help, because life is hard. Life is brutal. It's full of suffering, and human relationships, especially consensual romantic relationships, we don't need more suffering there. We need to be kind to each other. And I hate to think of good relationships suffering because of just a lack of understanding about gender differences. I should definitely end this video by once again giving a special thanks to Shay. I'll put a link to her YouTube video if you want to find out more about her. I don't think she talks about this stuff often, but hey, when she talks, you listen, because this was gold. What she said was really fantastic. Here's an interesting question. how do high quality women express their sexuality? You know, are they promiscuous? Do they just stick with one man? Are there certain sexual acts that a high quality woman would never engage in, or is it not really like that? Anyway, somebody recently asked me this question and I created a Patreon exclusive video about it. If you want to access that, then please just go and sign up on my Patreon. It's just $5 a month, really cheap, especially given how many videos you get. Must be like 150 videos at this point. You get instant access to all of them. It's a great way to support the creator. We have an amazing community over there. I'd love you to be a part of it.